The Beretta APX Carry, let's check it out. Beretta has just released their APX Carry Model. This is a single stack 9mm pistol with that same slide design as your standard APX. It's very unique. Of course, it's got the different type steps that go all the way down the slide. One of the things though about that is that no matter where you grab the slide, you're grabbing those little shelves, and it's so easy to be able to manipulate the slide. It's definitely unorthodox, but very user-friendly. Now this is going to be more of a first look than a full review. The pistol came in and only had a couple of days to take it to the range and to do the review. We only put about 200 rounds through the APX Carry, and so we're going to go ahead and look at all the features, but then again, a full review is coming up. Beretta's adding the APX Carry to its APX line, whether it's the full size, the Centurion, or the compact. Those are all double stacked. This is a single stack 6+1, and we'll look at that right now. 6+1 magazine. I love these. They're stainless. They're really nice. It does have a small pinky rest. And then we have the 8-rounder, which has an extended base plate. And then you have a flat base plate that you can add or replace for one of these. So it gives you a few options. Let's go ahead and make sure though that the gun is unloaded and the chamber's clear. This is a really cool design on the slide. Now a lot of guys, they don't like it because it's different. And I understand that. I mean, there's a lot of serrations that we've been dealing with. There's front and rear cocking serrations. But what I do like about the APX is that no matter where, I can grab it here, I can grab it in the middle, I can even grab it near the chamber. I mean, everywhere I grab seems to be a place that I can rack the slide. And so it just, for press checks, being able to just any way. And so to me, sometimes looks, which honestly, I like the way it looks. And the more that I've dealt with the APX line, the more that I really think it's just a very unique design. But it's very functional. And that's one of the things, guys, a lot of times, because there are so many choices, and we do live in the golden age of firearms, that it's nice to see some departure from just the same old, same old. Now, one of the big things about this frame itself is that it is a fiberglass reinforced techno polymer. And it is very aggressive here with the texturing. I really like the way that this feels in the side, but then they had these pyramids in the back, and guys, when you grip it, I mean, you have a solid grip on the handgun. And then we have the pinky rest. Now you'll notice that my pinky does ride right here. It gives it a good full grip on the handgun. And then of course, when you throw on your 8+1, definitely you just feel like you're shooting a full-size handgun, except that it's thin, and so it's fairly shootable. And then of course, if you wanted to go with just the flat base plate, they do use a metal retaining plate in the bottom of this magazine, which makes it very definite. One of the things about a polymer plate is that sometimes it gets caught and it doesn't do right. This seems to just snap into place. And so now we have the flat base plate, and of course, your pinky's going to hang off, but it makes it much more concealable. But it's very easy to switch out. But the frame detail is excellent. We do have these pads that you can, little memory pads where you can put your finger. Slide stops, very minimal, but it is solid. Of course, it just locks the slide back. It is a slide release, but you got to really get a hold of it. Your mag release right here, and then of course you can switch it to the other side. But the smoothness and the detail of the frame are just excellent. Now the slide itself has a black nitride finish on it. These are made in the US. In fact, because of importation laws, these would not be allowed to be imported from Italy. It's really funny because the Beretta is made in the US, and then we have the Fiocchi ammunition, which is also made in the US, but both Italian companies. The sights are a black outline in the back with a white front dot, and then we have a little bit of a cocking shelf here where you can do one-handed reloads if you need to. The rear sight is adjustable for windage, and you have a small set screw right here. You can release it, drift this over to whichever way you need to. Now there's no manual safety, which I like, but there is the trigger shoe right here, trigger safety. It just blocks your trigger action. There is a striker safety that blocks the striker unless you pull the trigger. And then, instead of having to pull the trigger, there is a place to deactivate the striker. There's not an accessory rail, but on most of your subcompacts like this, especially single stacks, they omit the accessory rail. Nice ample trigger guard. Now this APX Carry will replace the Beretta Nano. We've had a Beretta Nano for years. In fact, my daughter, that is her concealed carry. We'll do some comparisons. This again, guys, is just a first look. We're going to go through the features pretty quick, but I wanted to show this since this is the day of the release, and of course this video will continue to be up, and then we will release the full review. One thing too that's unique with the APX line, including the Carry, is that it does have a stainless steel chassis that is removable. So you can put different frames on the APX Carry. I'm sure that these will be coming out and released. I know that the standard has a desert color, and then it has the gray, and I believe it has an OD color as well. As far as the trigger goes, you do again have that little blade safety, and we're going to pull it, a little bit of take up. There is some stacking, and then there's a break. Release right about there. So the release is not super fast, and to be honest with you, the trigger is not the best. There is a lot of play there. It's almost like a double action. We appreciate Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. This is all made in the USA. Good clean burning stuff, and we shoot a lot of ammo. Now, taking it down to the range, one of the first things that I noticed was the grip. It was just really solid. I mean, it's a nice texturing, and it gives you some good confidence with the grip. And definitely, you know, those slide serrations. It makes it just so easy to rack the slide. Now, these slide serrations are very purposeful. They're different than most that you see. Of course, you know, it's really easy to grab hold of those serrations, whether they're front, back. Doesn't matter where you grab on the slide, you can get those serrations. The more I've dealt with the APX line, the more that I really appreciate those slide serrations. Now, there's a lot of guys that, you know, it's just different, so they don't like it. But guys, it's a tool, and if a tool can be used very effectively, and if this gives you even a better advantage, then I think that's something that's worth looking at. As far as reliability, it was 100% no malfunctions. It just fed. Now, we were only using just Full Metal Jacket Fiocchi 115 grain. We will be doing some more testing coming up as we get into the full review. Again, this is just an initial impression. I like to at least shoot about 500 to 600 rounds through a handgun, you know, before I can give it a full review. And also, we had rain come right when I got ready to do my accuracy, so that's also coming. But with this design, it's very unique. I like the thinness, and to me, this is a huge step above the Beretta Nano. I really like this design much better. Now, I want to thank Beretta for sending the APX Carry for this first look. This is actually a prototype, and I'm getting ready to send it back. Once they send a standard production APX Carry, we're going to be doing a full review and shooting quite a bit of ammunition and doing some more comparisons between the two. We're going to also do a video on how to remove the chassis, how to change out the mag release, and because YouTube demonetizes those videos immediately, you know, that may go on GetZone, or I may just put it here on YouTube. Rubber Dummies is one of the best training tools on the market, and you get a 10% discount using Suit00 when you click the link down in the description. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. So I wanted to, okay, this one back to Beretta. Okay. Beretta released the, okay. And because